What if you had access to all the cards? Unlimited power.
In Vintage, you play Magic the Gathering, but no cards are banned. These are the strongest and most explosive strategies ever.
Don't blink, games could end on turn 1.
You voted in our community tab for one deck to represent each year since Y2K, and we assembled 26 competitive players to play a tournament to qualify for the final rounds.
And now we finally have it. We have a top 8 of what could easily be the most powerful Vintage decks of all time.
And after 7 videos, we'll be finally able to crown the best Vintage deck ever. Hello.
Hello! Semifinals. Welcome, Thoralf. We are today playing some beautiful Vintage. We already won our quarterfinals, of course, we got here. We beat 2 combo decks, and today we're playing, well, I have to beat another combo deck, yours.
We also lost each one deck, so this is the last chance to make it to the grand final.
If I lose, I go home.
So if this video is weird, because Andrea really tries to win, then we said when he loses, he has to play Commander tonight with us, as you can see.
High stakes for me. That's why I won the die roll, and that's why I opened with the most precious card in the game in my opening hand. Semifinals time. I love my deck, Esper Lurrus, one of the best mid-range deck ever. You get to interact with your opponent, and you have that beautiful late game with Lurrus of the Dream Den. And my opening hand as a card that combos with Lurrus, it's Black Lotus. Lurrus, Black Lotus, Lurrus, Black Lotus. I keep.
Hello and welcome to this beautiful Doomsday, which is coincidentally the deck I'm playing. My deck plays with this beautiful card that costs 3 black mana. And really, if you cast it, you don't need anything, and it's a 1 card combo, and that makes it so powerful in Vintage. In my opening hand, I have fast mana, but I have no Doomsday. What I do have is a Necropotence. That's a restricted card that's equally as powerful as Doomsday, and if I cast that with my Dark Ritual on turn 1, I can draw as many cards as I want to, and then bury Andrea in card advantage.
All right, I'll put it into play right away. It's a Black Lotus. Does it resolve? It usually does. Nobody ever counters this.
There are certain dilemmas in life that always come back. To be or not to be, do I pay the 1? Or the Vintage example of this, do I counter the Black Lotus? Because if I counter the Black Lotus, I just spent 2 cards for a 0 mana card, and if they have enough mana, it basically did nothing. But also if they really relied on the mana, that is the best thing I can do, because it probably sets them back 2 or 3 turns. And what is the answer? Well, it's as always, it depends. Mostly you don't want to counter it, but sometimes you do. It depends on what you're playing against and the situation. In my case, I think it's more important to get my spells through, and I need Force of Will as a protection, so I will keep it and let Andrea do whatever he do, and hopefully it's not that great. Resolves.
It resolves, very nice. I'm gonna crack you right away to get 3 blue mana. Take 1 of these blue mana. I don't know, I'm just making up edits that Carl will do afterward. And I'll play a Brainstorm, which is restricted.
I'll force it.
Just like the Lotus, and I draw 3 cards.
So you draw 3 and put 2 back.
Am I free?
Yeah, I mean...
I'll put these 2 cards back, and then I'm gonna crack a Misty Rainforest. I'll get a Underground Sea that I put on top of my deck with Brainstorm. And I'm gonna take another blue mana, and I'll play a turn 1 Orcish Bowmaster.
So that means you have 1 more blue mana left.
Play around days.
Can I take it?
No. Card just pings you when it comes into play. It's not that threatening. Don't worry about it.
And it makes an army. It literally says it makes an army.
But it's the army's more. It's a 1/1 army.
Yeah, an army is too much for me. Also, I've noticed you're tapped out, so I can Force of Will it, and there's no disaster happening. Force of Will usually costs 5, but I can also exile a blue card.
Usually costs 0.
And lose a life to counter target spell. Actually, yeah, it usually does cost 0.
It's the second time in a row that I play Bowmaster Sorcery Speed. This is not necessarily how it goes, but my turn is over. I am gonna take a mana burn. No, that's not a thing anymore, and pass the turn.
If that is your first turn, this is how you use a Lotus. You just play a creature and then it dies. I'm gonna match your Underground Sea with my Underground Sea. And I will also make 3 black mana with a Dark Ritual.
Ooh, that's like Poor people, Black Lotus.
I have 3 black mana. Look at this. And I'm gonna grab all of them. Oh, they're really heavy. And then cast the Necro with them.
Whoa, Necropotence, that's so good. What does it do?
So first of all, I have to skip my draw step.
That's fine, we don't care about that.
And then whenever you discard a card, I have to remove it from the game.
We don't care about that either. What's the sauce?
And the sauce is I get to pay 1 life, remove the top card of my library, and then effectively draw it at the end of the turn. So I can pay 5 life and put 5 cards from the top of my library into my hand at the end of turn.
That seems very good effect. I'm gonna play Force of Will, pitching a Treasure Cruise to it.
So you play it as usually without paying mana cost.
Yes, as you can see.
So the good part about Necro is that when you're low on cards, you can pay a lot of life and you get back. You want to spend all of your cards right now, like this Force of Will that I just drew.
You have 2!
Because you're gonna draw the cards anyway. So I'm gonna exile another blue card, doesn't matter, lose a life.
Counter my Force, and then your Necropotence resolves.
Cards in hand?
I have 2.
We'll draw 6.
6. Draw for turn. Oh, that was a heavy draw.
Interesting.
Wow, what a top deck. They call it power for a reason. This card is powerful. But before casting it, let's wasteland that Underground Sea first. Daze is in Thoralf deck, so let's make sure this Ancestral has maximum chances of resolving. First, I'll wasteland your Underground Sea, which destroys a non-basic land, and then I'm gonna cast Ancestral Recall, target myself. I would like to draw 3 cards. This is another power 9 piece.
It is still true that I spent all my cards and can replenish them quite easily. So you know what? I think that's fine. I'm going to show you the next combo of losing. Actually, losing a life kind of hurts because now I'm at 11.
It's like you lost a card. And go ahead.
I will not draw a card.
No, you just keep your draw step.
I will play a fetch land, which also costs me one draw. But I will also play a Black Lotus.
Ooh.
I don't know if you know this card, Andrea. I will read it to you just in case you haven't forgotten. For 0 mana, it's an artifact, and you can add 3 mana of any single color to your mana pool. I will also use my fetch land. And then, after that now, because I want it in my hand, I will cast a Vampiric Tutor.
More life.
Vampiric Tutor searches the library for a card, puts it on top, and I lose 2 life.
Those life is important.
I'm gonna look for this card, and then
How
pay
much life?
3 times more. So I'm gonna draw 4, and then put them all into my hand. Go.
4 life. Oh, okay. I'll play a Scalding Tarn and pass the turn.
Untap. It's so awkward to not draw, but it's Necro. You might have heard that Doomsday is a very complicated deck, and that is true. The real thing is Doomsday is actually quite easy if your opponent does nothing. The basic combo just relies on playing Doomsday, drawing a card, get a Thassa's Oracle, play it, you win the game. There are many piles, but most of the time, one pile is easily the correct. The problem is, and all the other millions of Doomsday piles exist, because, well, you play Magic with your opponent, and depending on the board state, their cards in hand, what are the restrictions, there are millions of piles that you have to think of to get through the scenario of winning the game. I have to think of all the cards he could have drawn. Is it a counterspell? Is it an August Bowmaster? And all that plays into my execution of this pile. And I think I have the exact one solution that wins through everything. Andrea, I have figured it out. I sat in my brain chamber and I computed all of the possible futures that this card could be, and I found the one solution that wins the game. I will play a Scalding Tarn and fetch 4 land.
The solutions you computed did not involve Lightning Bolt.
Then sacrifice my Black Lotus for blue mana and cast a Demonic Tutor, having 2 blue mana left.
Okay.
Demonic Tutor says I can just get any card of my library and put it into my hand.
You show up, face up.
Get a Thassa's Oracle.
Okay.
And play it. I will read it to you in a second. But before it does what it does, it comes into play. And I would like to respond with a Demonic Consultation.
Okay.
If you say you have nothing, I will explain to you why you're dead.
I'm not gonna respond to this card. Show me.
Wonderful. Next game. No. So Thassa's Oracle says if it enters the battlefield, it does something with scrying. We ignore this. The most important thing is if my library size is less or equal to my devotion to blue, which is 2, I win the game. Right now, this is my library. Many cards. Now this is where the money consultation comes in. I can name any card. Then I remove the top 6 of my library and look until I find that card and put it into my hand. I'm not a very smart Magic player, so I'll name Game Over.
Game over?
Yes. Let's see if I played that in 2021. I'll say 6 cards, whatever, and then we go through all of my library. No Game Over. Oh, there is Game Over. Right, it's right here.
Good game, Toffel. Good game, good game, good game. I had an Orcish Bowmaster. You were...
I already saw it.
I'm gonna stop right here early in the video while there's still many of you here because I am so excited to tell you something. You have told us how you would want to play this yourself, and we have went through absolute lengths to bring the best deck ever experience to you. In 2 weeks, once the finals are released, you will be able to queue up on Magic Online and play this very same tournament with these very same decks for an exclusive custom prize that I am so proud that we got to work with Magic Online on. More details will come with the finals, but if you are thinking of going to queue up for the first time, I would recommend getting some experience with Magic Online beforehand. It's not like Arena where it taps your lands and stacks your triggers for you. You have full control. And while you're there, the client has 30,000 cards and you can play all the decks from Magic's history. So please, enjoy. And now let's get on to the sideboards.
Consent to Memory is a great sideboard card because it just makes so that Thassa's Oracle ability doesn't resolve, even better than just any counterspell because you can replicate and you can put multiple trigger on the stack so that Thoralf can't force back. So I really want to draw this card.
As you might have noticed, I don't have any removal spells, and Andrea has really potent creatures with Orcish Bowmaster and Psychic Frog, so I'm bringing some of the removal spell, but also I expect those games to be long because we play a lot of counter spells, so some cards that get me more advantage in the longer game.
Game numero dos. I'm on the play once again. I was on the play before as well, but this time I'm on the play and I win the game.
Okay.
I have Tamio, paired with Mishra's Bubble that I can crack in Thoralf's upkeep. I can flip Tamio to a Planeswalker as early as turn 2. I have a Force of Negation to back up. This end is solid.
I have a Doomsday, but I can't really use it because there's no fast mana. But I also have a lot of blue permission. So I think because those games will be slower, it's fine to have 2 counter spells and maybe eventually work towards winning the game and then take it slow. We also have a Dictator time to look for more cards once we traded all of these counter spells, so I think this is good to go.
I don't have Black Lotus, but I have a card that is better than that.
Whoa.
No, it's not, but I just wanted to say it. Tamio, Inquisitive Student. It's a 0/3 flyer. When it attacks, I make a clue token. I'm gonna draw a lot of cards. And then when I draw 3 cards, I flip into a Planeswalker. Woo!
I also don't have a force. I have a card that's better than that. No, it's not, but it counters Tamio.
Whoa, Mental Misstep?
Mental Misstep. It costs 1 as Tamio, but I can pay 2 life and pay it for free, and it says counter target spell with mana value 1.
Very powerful card, restricted in Vintage. I'll play Mishra's Bubble, I'll look at your top, and draw an extra card in your upkeep. Go.
Okay. Is it good?
It's needed for your combo to work.
Preordain. Oh, Street Wraith. Nice. I'll play a fetch land, and it's your turn.
All right, draw for turn.
Can't even wasteland it.
I'll tap my 2 Underground Sea for blue and black mana to play a Psychic Frog. So powerful, this card. When it connects, I draw a card and I can discard cards with it to make it bigger and bigger and bigger.
That's too good. I will try. I will show you a Force of Will. And this one is very costly because I have to exile a Time Walk. Ooh. One of the Power 9. One of the best cards ever printed.
Force of Will count in this game? 5, by the way.
I will not crack my fetch land, even though that might remove a land, but I want to be wasteland proof if I choose so. I will crack my fetch land.
Okay. What secret do you have?
I looked into my future and it said I have to look more into my future.
Preordain?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I will scry 2 and draw a card. So this is basically just smoothing out. This is very funny.
How funny it is?
On a scale from
1 to very
you
funny.
to me. I will put this on top. And you know what? I was also gonna put this on top. And then draw this card. I will play land.
I was gonna say, yeah, you don't have land?
And it's your turn.
Okay, I go to my turn. You said you wanted to be wasteland proof. You just manifested a wasteland on top of my deck. Wastelanding against Doomsday is never free because they can gush and save their lands, but I have Orcish Bowmaster. So I'm gonna wasteland now. If Thoralf has gush in his hand, I'm gonna respond with a Orcish Bowmaster and have a very large board against his 0 permanents. I will wasteland your Underground Sea and pass the turn.
I will draw the card I already know. I will play the card I already know. And it's your turn.
End of turn, I'll play Orcish Bowmaster. It pings you for 1 and makes an orc army on top of punishing you if you draw extra cards.
I will fetch again.
Okay.
And then with the Underground Sea and the 2 blue mana and the freshly acquired 6 cards in my graveyard, I will cast a Dig Through Time that costs normally 8 mana, but I can remove a card from my graveyard to remove 1 of those mana by 1. I remove 6, so it costs 2 blue, and it looks at the top 7 and chooses 2.
I'll try to Force of Negation that. I would like to counter target non-creature spell and exile it.
So this is funny, right? You know the vintage that is like turn 1, deal with your opponent, you win the game. But vintage is very grindy once those situations don't apply. And most of the blue decks are very good at defending because they have Force of Will and Force of Negation. And then you have to choose your cards wisely. This is exiled, wisely done. Your turn.
I'll ping you with Orcish Bowmaster. You take 1.
Ow.
And take a draw. Not bad. I'll cast a Brainstorm. I would like to draw 2 and draw 3 and put 2 back. I'm gonna put 2 cards on top.
Okay.
I decide to mill the top of my deck, which is a pretty tough choice. A Second Frog Leaves.
So you have something better than a frog, yes?
I have something better than a frog. I have a Vexing Bubble. This is a restricted card that says that from now on, we can't play Force of Wills anymore. Moxes, Black Lotus, all the free spells will be countered. Does it resolve?
Okay.
Take 2. Go.
It's also, you play Force of Will as well, so you're playing a card that is even bad for you, but it's
Well,
just
you can sack it and then bring it back with Lurrus.
mandatory. I think in this case, I'm gonna actually choose to cycle this creature.
Ooh, this is very painful.
Yeah, this,
It takes 3 damage.
yeah. And draw a card. And you know what? I'm gonna play a land and pass the turn.
Okay, good. I'll take my turn here, draw, and on top of my deck, I have a very powerful card. It's the Demonic Tutor.
Sorry.
What's that?
Read the card, please.
I select a card from my deck and put it in my hand. Searching my deck.
The card I drew for my turn costed 3 mana.
No.
And I needed a mana, and it was worth paying 4 life for it to draw a land, which
What
I
is
did. I will look for a land and cast an Opposition Agent. The one-off from my sideboard. I will get an Underground Sea and pay a life. Andrea, normally we don't do this, but I feel like this time it's appropriate because I'm gonna steal a card. You might read Opposition Agent.
Flash. You control your opponent while they're searching their libraries. And while an opponent is searching their libraries, they exile a card they find, and you may play that card, spending any amount of mana you want.
I'm gonna cast it for my 3 mana, and then I could look through a library, but actually it says I control my opponent, so
This is a disaster. So right now you're controlling me. So I am searching for my deck and exiling a card for you. What do you want? What do you even look at my deck. You can see that I have sideboarded and consigned to memory. There's Time Twister, which kills you with Orcish Bowmaster.
I think Orcish Bowmaster seems to be the most reasonable. Then I remove your Orcish Bowmaster.
Okay, so Orcish Bowmaster is removed. This Demonic Tutor resolves, this Opposition Agent is in play, and you can cast the Bowmaster. And then I'll attack you. Let's see if you want to block.
I think Opposition Agent did its job.
Did its job. Go.
Ante. Even though Orcish Bowmaster has flash and I have access to it with the Opposition Agent, I want to cast it now, just like Andrea did, because I want Andrea to sacrifice that Vexing Bubble. That card is immensely annoying. I cannot cast my Force of Will that I have in hand, but also once I cast Doomsday, I cannot draw cards. I cannot play Black Lotus, I cannot cast Gush. I really want this card to be gone. So this is maybe a little bit of a bait, because if Andrea falls with, I can cast my Black Lotus, cast the Force of Will, play Doomsday, win the next turn. I've seen you do it. I learned from it and I love it. I'm gonna play an Orcish Bowmaster in my main phase, because I don't want you to draw anything that counters it, and I really want to get rid of the Bowmaster because drawing cards is fun.
Okay, so you're targeting my Bowmaster here. I think right now I need to stop Thoralf from winning the game with Doomsday, Gush, and few free spells. So Vexing Bubble still stays in play. I'm not gonna crack it. It resolves.
Sure. Gonna deal 1 damage and get an Orc army with a die.
And I go.
Yeah, go.
I'll play a Flawless Train. Normally, I'm empty-handed. I have no selection to play, but instead, I can tap 3 and put Lurrus of the Dream Den into my hand.
It's very nice of you. Instead of watching you lose from the outside, you actually watch you lose from the game.
Go.
This is the fun part about Doomsday, because you really have no idea what you're playing around and with. Everything changes with every single instance of your decision, but I think I figured it all out. I'm gonna cast a Doomsday.
You're casting the card that gives name to your deck.
Yes.
That must mean I'm dead.
Doomsday lets me exile my library and my graveyard and replace it with 5 cards from those.
Only 5 cards will become your deck after this Doomsday resolve, and you lose half of your life, so you go to 4 life points.
All right, now I have to pick my 5 cards. And since it depends so much on what Andrea is thinking will do, it becomes some form of leveling war. There's a Vexing Bubble in play. I cannot play any spells that are not using mana. No Force of Will, no Black Lotus, no Gush, no nothing. But if I set up my pile, and Andrea knows this, maybe he assumes, well, you set up a pile that doesn't need mana and Andrea can draw a card, so maybe he cracks the bubble. So then I could say, well, if he cracks the bubble, I can put a pile with cards that have 0 mana that help me win faster. On the other hand, what makes Doomsday so complicated is you don't end up always in the same scenario with all your cards at your disposal. For example, I would really love to have a Dig Through Time because that effectively draws cards without drawing cards. The problem is, it's in my exile. It got exiled by the Force of Negation earlier from Andrea. So the problem is all the piles that would now easily win with that Dig Through Time, I have to ignore because I don't have access to that card. So then the question becomes, how do I even start thinking about this problem? And usually one of the good solutions is you start from the other side. What do I need? I need to play a Thassa's Oracle. Well, that's an obvious, so we're gonna put a Thassa's Oracle into our pile. We also need to get rid of the Bowmaster because we have to draw cards, right? We need to get to the 2 cards we need for the Thassa's Oracle to win the game. So we need to have some form of removal spell and obviously therefore some form of card draw. Now an example to show you how deranged it can be. One of the solutions is if I draw an Ancestral Recall and Andrea plays an Orcish Bowmaster in the end of my turn, I can, with the Bowmaster, use the Ancestral Recall to make Andrea draw 3 cards and therefore kill the Lurrus and the Orcish Bowmaster because he will draw 3 cards with my Bowmaster and play. All of those things I have to consider. In 2 or 3 turns, what is my board state gonna look like? Do I need an additional land to maybe draw the cards and cast the Thassa's Oracle? Or maybe if everything goes wrong, do I have a second Doomsday to then go, okay, I have to do all of this again and lose half of my life total again? Will I even have life to give? So in the end, I don't know for sure. I have a feeling on what Andrea might do, but there's always the secret draw step that might mess everything up. It's open for everybody. I've chosen my 5 card and placed all of my faith in them. Let's see how it goes. Andrea, this is my new 5 card library, freshly selected with only the best ingredients. I would choose to not attack, because why?
Yeah, could I have it a haste creature, you know?
I don't know. It's your turn.
Once again, we don't crack this Vexing Bubble. I need it there to save me from something like Gush or whatever. Draw for turn. Just a land. It's not a bad land though. I can't complain about it. Urza Saga. And then I'll play the Lurrus of the Dream Den, the card that you know it was in my hand. Does it resolve? Of course it does. I have Vexing Bubble. Lurrus of the Dream Den hits the battlefield. And from now on, I can cast cards that cost 2 or less permanents, that cost 2 or less from my graveyard. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna fetch another Underground Sea, having a battlefield of 6 Underground Sea. That's pretty uncommon. I feel like this Orcish Bowmaster will protect me from cards like Ancestor Recall and so much more. So I'll ping your Orc, I'll get another Orc army token, and I pass to you.
So far, everything worked as expected. I'll draw my card, and it's your turn.
Okay, untap and draw. Saga goes to 2. Now I have to choose what to get back. Lurrus of the Dream Den opens many possibilities. I can play some creatures like Psychic Frog or Tamio, but the game is not about that right now. I need to draw interactions. I would love to draw a card like Wasteland. I would love to draw a card like Consigned to Memory, which would be so good right now. So I need to draw an extra card. Unfortunately, Mishra's Bubble gets countered because of my Vexing Bubble. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sacrifice Vexing Bubble, draw a card, and then replay Vexing Bubble from the graveyard to stop Thoralf from playing free spell on his turn, but mostly to draw a couple of cards. I'll start the turn by cracking Vexing Bubble and drawing a card. Finally, your free spells are free. Draw a card. I'm gonna pay 1 mana and replay Vexing Bubble because of my Lurrus.
Okay.
Does it resolve?
Absolutely.
And then I'm gonna attack with all my creatures because if you block the Orc Army, you're dead. You're a 4.
Naturally, I'm gonna block the Lurrus.
Take 2.
And you gain 3 life.
3 very important life. I'll pass the turn to you.
This is the last hurrah. Everything I have. I'm gonna draw my...
You know what it is.
I'm gonna try to fatal push the Orcish Bowmaster.
You fatal push my Orcish Bowmaster. I feel like you wanna win the game with like an Ancestor Recall and then a Thassa's Oracle. That's your plan. It's a very tough moment because of course I have to crack the Vexing Bubble. The question is, when do I crack it? So I'm gonna let this Fatal Push resolve. Unfortunately, Lurrus only lets me cast free spells during my turn and not during your turn as well.
I'm gonna try to Ancestor Recall myself.
Okay.
Meaning I will draw 3 cards, also known as the last 3 cards.
The last 3 cards. Now I have to respond with Vexing Bubble. I'll crack it to draw a card. Have lots of good draws. Let's see if I find it. I didn't find it. Ancestor Recall resolves.
Yes, I'm gonna draw those 3 which have an island and a Thassa's Oracle.
Thoralf, can you remind me what's the power of Thassa's Oracle?
It's a 1/3.
It
has 1 power.
So that means I can counter it with Stern Scolding. It has power less than 2.
Andrea, can you remind me of my life total?
2.
Which is 1 more that I need
No!
to cast this Force of Will.
I just sacrificed Vexing Bubble. Oh my god, what a game. Wow. Congrats, Thoralf. You definitely deserve this win and good luck in the final.
That was crazy,
wow. Amazing, yeah. Very well played with the pile. I tried my best, but at the end,
it didn't matter.
Yeah.